How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Ask Your Local Electrician. I'm Brandon with Electrical Specialist. Today is part 3 of a 3-part series about holiday safety tips, and today we're going to be talking about Christmas lights. Christmas lights are beautiful. Everybody has them on their home. We have them on our tree. They're in the bushes out front, but there are some things that we want to look out for. Hundreds of fires occur every year, whether it's the trees or bushes or somewhere like that or in homes. Roughly $60 million of damage is done annually on homes due to Christmas lights. So we want to make sure we're doing everything we can to make them safe. So let's just go ahead and dive into it with some safety tips. First one is, let's get the lights out of the box. Let's spread them out on the floor. Let's look over them to find any tears or frays. A lot of us have cats or animals or kids, and sometimes these things, as they get pulled around corners or if they're stapled to your soffit on your house, they can get torn up. Now, if you have any wires poking out at all, let's not try to mend it with some tape. These things are relatively inexpensive, easy to replace. It's actually suggested to throw them out and get new ones about every 4 to 6 years anyway, so no big deal. If it doesn't work, throw it out. Moving on to the next one, make sure that they're outdoor rated. We all have trees inside. We have bushes outside. We need to make sure the lights we are putting on them are rated for such. We definitely don't want to be putting indoor rated lights outside where they're not quite molded right and water can get into them. Another tip we're going to talk about is read the label on how many you can put together. Believe it or not, especially new lights have a tag on them letting you know the rating, and they say, hey, you could put 3 or 4 or 5 of these together. We need to make sure we're not overloading the circuit and we only put the designated amount together at one time. We also want to make sure that we avoid strange or cheap adapters. This is one we found actually from a demo job. These things aren't very well rated. They're not UL listed. They haven't been tested for this kind of product. If you're going to use some kind of plug-in adapter, we want to go ahead and make sure that we're using a surge-protected power strip. If we have to plug a lot of things in every year like we do, let's just make sure we do it the safest way possible. Next, we're going to talk about what we're going to plug them into. Well, if they're outside, we want to make sure they're plugged into a GFI-protected plug. These things are going to be hanging from the gutters. They're going to be in Kansas. We know they're going to be frozen with ice, pouring rain. We want to make sure that if any water does get into them, it's going to trip the GFI. They also sell, if you don't have a GFI that's noticeable, an inline series adapter that you can just plug into that. There's a GFI on it, and then you can plug in your lights right there, so no worries if you don't have a GFI in your home. Lastly, we're going to talk about something that we've seen a lot. People are concerned about the open ends of these. A lot of times, these are going to be hanging outside, and we think, hey, if this is going to be in my yard, I want to tape up that end so no water gets in there. Or I'm going to place a bag and a connection and make sure that no water gets in it. That is the right way of thinking, and we're glad that you're thinking that way. But it turns out by placing a bag on them or putting tape on them, you're actually trapping the moisture inside. So the best thing to do is, if you can, plug that connection and put it up on a block or something like that. That way the water naturally rolls off. It could be bricks, it could be really in a piece of wood. What we want to make sure is that it's off the ground. That way if it does rain on it, water actually falls off and lets it dry out. So these are some easy ways to make sure that this year when you're putting everything up, it's nice and safe. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, hanging out with us. If you have any more questions or if you want to know more about any of these subjects we cover, go to our website at www.especialists.pro. There's tons of stuff on there to get you through it.